I called her one day. I had been working a job for a while. I had saved up some money, had been reading all of these different books and just educating myself on finance and stock market and all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm ready to buy a house. And she was like, that sounds cool and shit, but you should probably buy yourself a multi-unit. You know, and that was like the deciding factor on which direction I was gonna go, because I had just read the same thing in Rich Dad Poor Dad, and her telling me that was like kind of like confirmation. It was like the bell going off on my head, like ding, 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 ding. That's it. Go get your multi-unit. That's the second time you heard it, and then this time it came from somebody you love and trust. So it only made sense. And she was like, go look into this program called NACA. They're a program where you can, you know what I mean, get in with them, no money down, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, oh man, that sounds too good to be true. But she was like, it's legit. And I promise you, you know what I mean, if you do it, you're gonna be happy. So I went through the NACA program, and my first property, I ended up getting me a 4-unit property
Nice.
in a very nice Chicago suburb called Forest Park. Right outside of the city, great amenities, access to the Green Line and the Blue Line train system. The expressway gets you downtown, 10 minutes, Walmart, churches, malls, everything in the area, really nice schools. I got a really good price on it. And in addition to me getting a good price on it, I didn't have to put any money down on the property. So I got the property with no money down. When I closed on the property, I walked away from the closing table with the $5,000 check. And I closed at the end of the month. So the day that I closed, I went to the building. I started moving in. I started getting rent checks the very next day.
Wow.
So I closed on the property. I kept all of the money that I had saved up, which was about $12,000. So I still had that in my account.
Okay.
They gave me another $5,000 after I closed, you know what I'm saying, which ran up 10 grand cash. And then I moved into the building, and the next day I started receiving rent checks of $1,000 or better from each individual property, which was 3 units at the time.
That's wonderful. So you hit it out the park on your first go.
Oh man, it was a grand slam.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you this: how important was your credit for you to acquire that first piece of property? Was it?
Well, with the program that I went through, it didn't really matter about credit, because they're more so concerned about your debt to income ratio and what's on your credit. So your credit score doesn't matter, but they don't want you to have any debt on your credit. So like no collections or anything like that. You can get by even with student loans and stuff because you're paying that, but it will just go against your debt to income ratio, like what you could afford towards a home property. But with NACA, they don't really concern themselves with your credit score. They just want to see that you don't have any debt in your current name. And
so my audience, I have a large audience of notaries, right? And
okay,
they're constantly looking for different ways of marketing themselves, but they always overlook it because copywriting is a stealth type of craft, right? It's like you don't see words the same. Donnie Bryant started, kind of training me a little bit about it. And I started, handwriting, copy and stuff like that. And it was just like, I created one landing page,
Oh, good for you.
With some copy in there. I used to just throw words together, right?
Yeah.
No conversions whatsoever.
Yep.
Now that I understand copy a little bit, that same landing page will start creating money. I'm like, this is freaking amazing. Like, if notaries would know about this would change everything for them.
Yeah.
So like for websites, they would find copy there, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
What other places would they see copy?
Let me see, websites. I mean, even social media. When you're very intentional about posting something with the intent of getting somebody maybe to download your lead magnet or whatever freebie you're giving away, or if you're seeking to get more, clients for the notary business, I mean, that's a form of copywriting, because again, when you write words with the intent of selling something, that's copywriting. And so for someone in this sector, being a notary, the biggest thing I would say is literally you have to put yourself in the shoes, or in the mindset rather, of your prospective customers. Why do people need a notary? they're trying to purchase a house, right? Or they're trying to, I think one case study or something I read recently was like somebody needed a notary because they needed like to hurry up and get a passport for their kid or something. I mean, there are all these different scenarios. And so what you want to do is put yourself in the mindset of the individual that needs your services and literally just speak to them, you know? Especially if you have a mobile notary company, that's even better because you're literally telling them, like, look, we will come to you. Like this is the convenience factor that we're bringing to you. You don't have to worry about coming to us. We'll just come to you. But that's the biggest thing. I tell people all the time, a lot of folks mistakenly assume that to be successful as a notary, as a copywriter, it means that you have to know how to write grammatically correct. Mm-hmm. That's not true. Actually, the success factor that comes with being a copywriter is empathy. You have to empathize with people. So the more that you're able to hone that skill of empathy, the better you are at being able to sell people your products and services through words.
Can understand. But one of the things that I found, because I was only in corporate for 1 year of my life, and I don't even know if you call that corporate, I just had a salary. But I don't understand a lot of the terminology. So when I was trying to launch these businesses, child, didn't nobody think about it. We're not taught how to start a business. We're not taught to get an LLC and get business bank accounts and all these. We're not taught these things. We don't know what an SOP is. We don't know what a board is. And so I remember going to some of these events where it's like, okay, I'm making 6 figures. It's time to scale. And I would sit here and they're like, yeah, you need to get your women's registration or whatever these certifications are and all this stuff. And I'm like, and I don't want to look stupid because I mean, I'm over here making a decent income, so I must know what I'm doing. I would just be like, you know what? Never mind. Let me just go back to doing what I do. And that's rolling up my sleeves and getting out here in these streets and grinding. But the truth is, y'all, we don't have to work so hard if we understand. The government be trying to throw us money. It's like, we want to give you this money, but we don't know what's available. So Urban CEO is supposed to be that bridge between the urban community because, and I call it, we want to help, you know how you got churches that say we want to help the unchurched get church? Well, we want to help the unconferenced get conferenced. And so we create environments where we might have a corporate person come and talking about funding, but if you don't understand it, don't worry, I got you. Excuse me, ma'am, we don't know what SOP means. Can you please break it down for us and explain? Or career. Okay, you want to climb the corporate ladder. Man, we need to know how do we go and appropriately talk to a boss about getting the raise because nobody teaches you that, and not even in college. Relationships. How can we build better relationships in the urban community? So what I'm looking forward to is definitely Urban CEO growing. Of course, our boot camps continue to be great. 100% success rate. Everyone who has ever been to our boot camp has completed a book. I'm just excited. And
you're global too.
Yeah, listen, 95% of my clients I've never physically met. They all over the world. And
all over the world. Trinidad, Tobago, Ghana. I see it. I see it.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, she is internationally known.
You better know it.
Holla. And not only that, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, her streamline and automation is bar none one of the best. like your text goes out like clockwork. Your email marketing fleek, copywriting. I'm like, oh my God. You guys can learn so much over and over and over again just by the little bit of stuff that she said on the